before, and I'm going to show that now. This is what came in the mail. Really exciting to get Australia notices from Australia and notices from us from customs. Things have come through. So I had splurged a little bit and got Cottage Garden Threads that were being retired. So these are no longer available, and they were on sale. So I looked over what they had and thought about it and set myself a price limit. And so I'm going to show these. And I noticed when I filmed them earlier this week that a couple of the things didn't show up as brightly as they did. Like this one actually is looking better in this lighting condition than it did in the original video. This is Butterfly, beautiful variegated, and it's got some really intense, it's not quite as intense here, but really intense fuchsia. I have no idea what I'd stitch with that. It's just gorgeous. I'll figure it out someday or use it for something. And this is also another one that's really intense called Cocoon. I do not know of any cocoons in North America that look like this. Maybe there are types of insects, moths, butterflies in Australia that have cocoons like this one. I don't know. All right, Mabel is another variegated blue floss. You know, blue is not my favorite color, but I really like variegated flosses. And, you know, this is a nice turquoise. It's a little bit brighter in real life than it looks like in the video. And Indian Lily is another one that is, you know, kind of a burgundy red with blue. And again, I have no idea what I'm going to stitch with this. I actually have like variegated flosses that I've purchased and that people have given me as little presents. So someday I'll figure out things to stitch these things with, and I'm sure I will have patterns where I go, wow, a variegated thing would look really interesting if I substituted it. So, and I got Alum B, which is green and brown variegation, and this is one that I was thinking when I purchased it that I had a particular pattern that I thought I could substitute this for, so I got 2 skeins of it. I have no idea now, thinking about what I was thinking of in terms of the pattern. I believe it has to be a pattern that I actually own. It's not that aspirational, but I was thinking that that I could substitute it and it would do a really nice colorway for the thing I was thinking of substituting for. As you know, I've been cleaning out the white craft dresser, and I have all my patterns organized more than they were. Yesterday I was talking about doing some retail therapy because I had some dental work done and my mouth still hurts a little bit, mainly where the jaw was, where they were injecting into the nerve with the Novocaine, because with my red hair genes, Novocaine doesn't work very well for me. It doesn't work at all with my dad, so that means I have to have a little extra. So anyway, when I did the retail therapy, I got these large boxes, and they didn't seem that large when I was at the store, but I got them home, and they are the craft dresser width of the drawer. Willow's trying to jump up. Hi, Willow. And they just didn't fit in the craft dresser. They were too long or wide to fit into the craft dresser. Uh-oh, she's trying to eat the floss. Let's put that away. Yes, let's put those away. She's like, but, Mom, those are flosses. Oh, okay. So I have two more colors to show you. This is Sandy Bay. It's a blue variegated tan and blue, And this one in particular, I was thinking, I've taken some pictures of the Oregon coast. I probably need to sketch some of the Oregon coast because what our eyes perceive is different than what gets captured on film. Human eyes see a lot more depth of color, especially if you're a woman, I think, because we have more genes to see color than men. But so I've taken some pictures. I've been thinking about doing a cross stitch pattern that is the Oregon coast of like the sky and the sea, and pardon me. So I thought, ooh, when I design my own pattern, then I'll get two skeins and I'll do it with this one. And then finally, I may have to my throat's getting scratchy. Hold on a sec. Okay. So, sorry, my throat's been scratchy for about 3 weeks, probably due to the high pollen content. And we're moving into hay and grass seed season. Normally, I don't react that much anymore like I used to when I was a kid to grass, but there's so much other stuff out there that there's something, and it's just driving me crazy. But it's not bad enough for me to like be off work or anything like that. So then finally, this is the one I had to get, rhubarb pie. I've actually have rhubarb in the fridge that I cut from my own garden. Last year I planted some, and they say let them rest for a year and then cut them the next year. So I bought some pastries, and I'm going to make a rhubarb sauce to put over a couple of those pastries as a surprise for my husband. And so then we'll eat up the tiny little amounts of rhubarb that I cut and have something special. So anyway, here's Willow again. Okay, Willow, there's nothing up here for you to cuddle, for you to eat, or for you to jump on. So I've been gone all day. I went up to Acorns and Threads for the third Saturday of the month. I think I mentioned that, and started the Swan Bib, and worked on the Moonlight Garden small that I want to do for exchange for Pacific Northwest Summit. So, and I will show those in a later video because I will be continuing to work on them, and there'll be more progress for my next Flosstube. Uh-oh. Hold, I gotta pause again so I just dropped a floss on the floor, and if she spots it, we're in trouble. Okay, I thought I had paused that, so you just saw me dealing with Willow. So she's distracted again, and I was hiding all the DMC. So I'll probably cut a chunk out. I got Floss to kit up the Dirty Annie's cat cuss chart. Trying to do it without the glare. There we go. And so I'm just going to pop these in as I show them, and they'll all be ready to go into the craft dresser. So Thundercloud, which is kind of a brownish gray. Blackboard, which is sort of a silvery gray. Oh, and those are the Thundercloud was Classic Colorworks. The Weeks Dye Works was the Blackboard. Grab the Classic Colorworks because there are only 2 of those. And then Classic Colorworks Bamboo. This kind of surprised me as a color. I figured it would be a green like the plant. And Bamboo that I see looks a little darker than this. So a little surprising when I was, I searched for these colors, alphabetical. So I found it, but I was like, And same kind of surprise with Weeks Dye Works Saffron. The spice that I have on my shelf is a lot darker than this. So anyway, Weeks Dye Works Meadow. Weeks Dye Works Envy, which is way more intense green, like the Riddler green or Poison Ivy green. Okay, ultraviolet, which is beautiful, purple and sort of there's a little bit of a violet fuchsia color through it. Emerald, which is a little bit more grassy green. It's not a dark green. Turquoise, which is a little bit darker than what it shows up in this film. Blue coat blue. So, which might be a tad darker than what it's showing in this light. So they're all going in here. And seaweed, which is, seaweed colored. And peony, which is sort of a light pink. The peonies in my yard are a little bit, not quite so coral. This is sort of variegated with coral pink. The ones in my yard are much more like bright pink. And then because I was looking at beautiful floss and I love variegated stuff, I got Bermuda. I've actually been to Bermuda once. It was when I was in the Coast Guard. I was only there for 2 hours, like off the ship for 2 hours. So, I basically got to go to a local bar and have a glass of lemonade and then get back on the ship. So, but lots of intense blue on Bermuda. So this does not get kitted up because that's just for me. So it's going to go in the craft dresser with other specialty flosses. And so the thing with those boxes I got to organize floss, so they're too big to fit in the dresser. So I'm debating about whether to clean out. They're also too big to go in the cupboards in that room because they're really short cupboards. However, I have these cupboards that are in the corner, so they kind of go back into the corner. They're unusual shape. And so I'm thinking about if I can clean out the lowest cupboard that goes into the corner. Maybe I can fit them in there, and then maybe I can put all my floss in that cupboard. Right now, what I have in that cupboard are books that need to be put somewhere else, including some fiber arts books, which need to go with the other fiber art books that go in another area, like another shelf where they fit. So if I can get the flosses out of this craft dresser, then I have a whole dresser, dresser drawer that's almost empty. And then I can put something else in there. Like maybe I can take my art supplies out of the closet, and that would help with organizing the closet. So it's kind of a positive cascade of consequences. So we'll see. So then I did get some patterns, two of which I had been thinking about. One of which I just thought, oh no, this is too cute. And guess what? I have orange fabric, so I can stitch this without too much bother. So the first one is Tiny Modernist, and this is Mermaid Terrarium. Sorry, I'm like doing too much movement. You can't read it. So I had got the Valentine Terrarium, which is the one that I'm gonna put parts of it on a bib. But I like the terrarium series, are cute, and I saw this online, and the shop had just got them yesterday. So if you want them and you're at Acorns and Threads, they were not yet. They were like behind the counter still, so or they were on the counter. They hadn't really been put out because I was looking for them. I finally said, and they're like, well, what one are you looking for? And I'm like, it's not in the Tiny Modernist section. And so I said, I'm looking for this one. So they were like, we just got them yesterday. I'm like, yay. So anyway, lots of people saw this today and thought it was super cute. Before I went to the shop this morning, I kind of had a late start. I needed sleep. When the alarm went off, I was yelling my husband's name thinking it was his alarm, and why is he not out of bed and to work. And then I looked at my watch, and I'm still thinking, he's still in the bathroom and he's going to be late for work. But then when I came to more, it was like, oh, wait a minute, that's my phone alarm going off. And he's long gone. He's made it to work. So, um, anyway, uh, so after I drug myself out of bed and got around, and then I went on the computer to see if my Flosstube had posted, because I had some technical difficulties last night with YouTube, and that had never happened to me before, but apparently it's something that happens occasionally when people are posting their videos. There's like a probably some sort of bug, and yeah, sorry, Willow, all the floss is gone. It's all put away. She's sniffing the patterns. So anyway, so yeah, so I had to go on to, I had to look at my email, and I'm on the Tiny Modernist's email newsletter, which I think I've mentioned. And so the Halloween Stitch Along has been released as of June 15th, which is today, the day I'm filming this little short. And that's for pre-order, and then it'll be released on July 1st. And I think in the past there have been 3 releases. I purchased, I think the first SAL I ever purchased was the Tiny Modernist Halloween SAL for 2022, which I'm still stitching. I started it last Halloween, or last September, I think. And no, it was even, I started it in 22, and I was having so much problem with the Lugana, because the Lugana is like part rayon, and so I'm stitching in hand, and it's slipping off the table, it's slipping off my lap. So I'm like, okay, I got to deal with this differently, because I can't have the stuff falling on the floor when I'm trying to stitch it. And so I dealt with that, and I figured out what different muscle memory and different things to do to basically keep it on the table so it doesn't fall off. That's like, there's linen and Ada have a bit more friction, So, so anyway, it may be years before I finish or even start this haunted SAL, this Halloween SAL. The name of it is Haunted Clock, or Haunted Cuckoo Clock. Maybe Haunted Clock. And so, because it's like the preview, they just show a couple little motifs that are in it, and it's all blanked out. But I thought, Haunted Cuckoo Clock, that's different. I think, and I like the skeleton thing they showed and some of the other things. I think they had like a mummy or something, and that shambling was one of the other motifs. So I love Halloween stuff, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it. And since I was there, I was like, I've been really enjoying seeing there's like a summer camping motif that's only 3, and it was a stitch along that released, and so the third part has not been released yet, but that one's a smaller pattern. It's a little bit cheaper, but I had been looking at it thinking, oh, that's really cute, I love the colors, so I purchased that one too. So, and then of course I get to the store and I purchase this. So good day for that designer and my credit card. But anyway, and another designer and floss tuber, Rebel Stitcher. I am stitching the Moonlight Garden. Oh, sorry for the glare. Let me see if I can. Maybe not. Oh, perfect. Okay, so Pretty as Pumpkin Pie. This is sort of cannibalistic of the pumpkin lady making pumpkin pie, and there's these little pumpkin heads that are like jack-o'-lantern heads. Anyway, a little twisted. I don't mind twisted. It's 95 by 115 stitches. Wow. And it was stitched on 40 count. I don't know if my eyes could do 40 count, but they might be able to do 18 count. Yeah, 18 count Ada, or that would be 36 count linen. I could probably do that, so it'd be a little bit bigger than shown in this model stitching. But anyway, I've been thinking about this for a while. Besides rhubarb pie, I make amazing pumpkin pie too, so those are my two signature pies. And so anyway, probably be a long, long time before I ever get fabric for that and stitch it. But you know, since I got since I got Moonlight Garden, I've been thinking about getting the pumpkin pie one too. So, and then of course, since I was just looking around the store and in areas of the store looking for stuff because I didn't know where they were, I saw this Halloween parade, and I think that I might have seen this or something very similar to this online, maybe with another Flosstuber. I don't recall, but I like the cat and the raven. I mean, I like it. And because I bought orange fabric for a small and some other things I was doing, and I got a lot of orange fabric now, I don't have to buy any fabric for this one because this is orange fabric, you know, and I can yeah, and it's only one color. You can use Classic Colorworks Black Coffee, which I'm not sure I have a skein or two of. I don't think I do. I have Weeks Dye Works mascara. Maybe I have. I don't know. I might. I might have got it for something else, or you can just use DMC 310. But I think for this one, I'd probably get the black coffee just to have a different look to it. So the other orange and black small that I bought the orange fabric for, that requires 310 and then some Krynics. So, but I think I would like to get the black coffee because I'm slowly building up the different alternative flosses in my collection. And then, of course, because it's Halloween and because my aspirational goal is to start doing needlepoint, probably not this year. I'm too busy this year, but maybe in the next year or so. And so I bought this needlepoint just for the cover because these are all different kinds of needlepoint pumpkins, and this has different you know, there's other yeah, I'm not giving anything away by showing there's other sorts of things in here, you know, other sorts of patterns that are available, or there's also some and I can't show that because it's got the pattern with it, but there's maybe I can find the picture. Is it here? Nope. There is a picture in here, and I'm not sure I can find it. A friend of mine saw it and was like, "Oh, go back," because she wanted to look at my magazine too. Because she I don't recall that she ever told me she does needlepoint, but there are some instructions and hints in here as to making. Oh wow! So as to making different like three-dimensional needlepoint crafts, and so yeah. So, oh, here it is. Okay. If I can show this, I'm going to take it in from the other side so there's no chance of seeing any pattern, but there is, three-dimensional needlepoint type work. And so anyway, that is some of the stuff that was in here, and the little bit of the pattern I just showed the pear shape of the leaf. It didn't show any stitches to do, so I don't think I was giving away any pattern. So that's my curated cross stitch collection and a little bit of needlepoint stuff that I purchased. This will go into the craft dresser, and I will let you know how my floss organization goes over time. Thank you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.